Hey people, how you doing? Matt Phillips here, over on Chat Live. And indeed I am going live today for a change on the Run Chat Live page. How are you? Right. So yeah, in case you're listening to this and seeing it on the Run Chat Live page, I normally do these on other places like my profile page or Instagram, but I thought I'd do it here for a change today because all the information about this sleep study is on Run Chat Live, so there you go. For those of you unaware, I'm currently on a 5-week sleep study using the fantastic in-home polysomnogram, or polysomnography, that's the word, polysomnography equipment from Cerebra Health if you're looking them online. And that noise was. So the incredible thing about it, and the reason it's so revolutionary as equipment, and I'm going to try it out, is because it's giving a recording brainwaves via electrodes stuck to your face. It's recording eye muscle twitching. It's recording all sorts of information. The sleep stages. It's recording how much REM, non-REM, the different 3 stages of non-REM, including the deep sleep stage. So it's recording all of this from the comfort of your own home. Okay, it's not available yet in the UK, but being a bit of a sleep geek myself and being interested in that sort of thing because of issues I've had pretty much all my life, I'm pretty sure that it won't be long before we are considering sleep much more when it comes to people in pain, people at risk of systemic disease, people including Alzheimer's, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and of course recovery from sporting injuries and performance. I mean, the statistics are all there, and we never really, science never really understood why human beings for so long, since the beginning of the time as far as we know, beginning of human time, have devoted kind of 8-9 hours of their day every day for this process we call sleep. But kind of always the theory has been the fact that we're doing this and evolution hasn't kind of removed this kind of seemingly waste of 9 unproductive hours apart from lying down and closing your eyes. It must be very, very important, which kind of makes sense, doesn't it? And when you read some of the literature on sleep, that's kind of the biggest, boldest statement, which makes you think, oh my God, this is very true. And thanks to research and better equipment, studies like looking at people who've been deprived of sleep for 48 hours and seeing how it affects them, we've got to, I say we again, I've got to keep saying we, science has got a better knowledge now about the different stages of sleep, the importance of not just quantity but quality. And anyway, so that's what, as always, I'm jumping in where it seems to be cutting edge stuff and trying to get involved. I've always suffered from irregular sleep since being a baby. I was kind of taken to specialists when I was young, and basically just parents were told just lock me in the room or put me in the room and just let me cry myself to sleep, sort of thing. You've probably heard of night owls. I am one, and last night's sleep was testimony to that. It was very interesting actually, but we'll go into that in a second. So yeah, that's what it's all about. It's a sleep study. I'm on nights. Tonight will be, I started last Sunday, so Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tonight will be night 7 of my sleep, which marks the last night of recordings of brainwaves whilst I've been drinking coffee. And what's happening as of tomorrow is I won't be drinking coffee for the next 4 weeks, but I will be continuing sending this data to the wonderful people at Cerebra in Winnipeg, Canada, with the idea that it'll be an interesting study on what the effect of removing caffeine pretty much, well, completely as far as coffee goes and tea and the obvious things that contain caffeine, medication, some medication. But yeah, removing that from my diet, we'll see how it affects the different sleep stages, my quality of sleep, my quantity of sleep, and all the other things which I'm recording on questionnaires, on reaction times, which I'm doing before going to sleep, waking up in the morning. There's an awful lot of information going into it, and it's all from the comfort of my own bed, which is fantastic, because normally to get this sort of this information, this quality of information, you need to go to a laboratory. to a sleep lab where you're wired up to loads of wires. It's not your bed, and there's always this problem, isn't there, that it's not your environment. You're not going to sleep the same as you would do if you were at home with your same routine. So anyway, where are we then? So I'm commenting every couple of days or so, and last night was really interesting. Last night I was a bad boy. Because my wife had to go downstairs to sleep with one of the little ones who was having a bit of a nightmare. So she disappeared about 10:30, 11 or something. 10:30 it was, I think. And we'd been watching something on laptop. She'd gone. I had my laptop, and I had a few things I wanted to do with the website. Wanted to change a few backgrounds and things. So bam, I was on it, and that was it. The bad mat surfaced, and I was chipping away using my Cyber Director and various different ways of producing artwork until 1 in the morning. Okay, and it felt great. I mean, that is my high time. I get tired about 9, 8, no actually, I get tired about 5. I get tired all the time, particularly at 5 and 9. If I could, I'd probably go to bed at 9 if I'd done what I needed to do during the day and relaxed. But anyway, so yeah, once 10:30, 11 goes, if I'm up at 11:30, bam, I'm wide awake. And I've always loved that. I love the fact that everyone else is asleep. I've got no other duties. I can't do anything else. And I was chipping away happily until 1 in the morning. Knowing full well that that's when I then had to plug myself into my sleep equipment, which is kind of like a little lamp, about the size of a running headlamp, and then electrodes. There's electrodes which come to above the eye, below the eye, one that goes to the masseter, the mastoid bone, which is behind the ear, one that goes onto the sternocleidomastoid or the chin, depending if you've got any chin hair or not. And yeah, so I plugged myself in at 1 o'clock. But feeling really cool, feeling in a good mood, because I'm just a night owl, you know. I love that time. I accomplish things, and it's just peaceful, it's relaxing, it de-stresses me. And I work well, you know, and you know what, I had a great night's sleep, man. It was really cool. It felt like a great night's sleep. To the extent that I woke up this morning, about 7 o'clock, 7:15, and with an urge to get up, with a spring in my step. In fact, with an urge to have a look at the work I'd done the night before. And yeah, felt great. You know, it was interesting because I had to put down on my questionnaire that in terms of quantity of sleep, it was poor. It was 6 hours. But in terms of quality of sleep, it was good. I felt like I'd had a good night's sleep, best night's sleep so far. I don't remember turning over once. So, but then after about half an hour of being up, obviously on a day I wasn't working on Saturday, that particular Saturday today. So that gave me a spring in my step as well, you know. So there's so many factors here about whether you feel tired in the morning. Depends what you're getting up to, doesn't it? If you're on holiday, and on holiday I go for a run at 6 in the morning because I know I'm coming back maybe to an all-inclusive breakfast. So I get up with more spring in my step than ever. But that's because I know I'm not working all day, I'm just going to be lounging around. So it's tricky. Many factors. But today, yeah, within an hour I felt pretty bad, and the sleep suddenly hit me, and the fact I'd only had sort of 6 hours sleep, and the fact I've been working for 2.5 hours in front of the computer, kind of all got round. And today I was tired, man. The run I did now was cumbersome. I don't feel tired now because I'm excited again that it's evening time and I'm going to chill out and watch some lovely TV and with my wife, and it's going to be great. But it wasn't a good day in terms of energy. It wasn't a good run just now. And I'm really, really, really interested to see what the data was like from last night's sleep for those 6 hours, because I think it was a good example of where it felt like it was great sleep, because I don't remember turning over, but it wasn't. I wasn't hitting the stages I needed to be able to function well today. And that's the exciting thing about this Cerebra equipment, is it translates those words I've just said into actual data, into scoring. They can score how long you're in each of the 3 stages of non-REM, how long you're in REM, how many revolutions of those kind of 4 stages you get. They're supposed to be kind of every 90 minutes, and you go around them with different kind of percentages of REM. You get kind of like less REM earlier on and more REM towards the latter part after kind of 5.5 hours or so. So I would imagine that means I got less REM sleep. I'm so interested to hear about what was last night was for, what last night the data would be like. But anyway, it's been an interesting first week, and now I am really looking forward to not drinking coffee, man. It's hilarious how guilty I feel drinking coffee this week, knowing that I'm kind of doing the sleep study all night. It's really useful, isn't it, to have a sense of accountability, which is why coaching for runners is so useful. It's why I do look after a few runners where they have to fill in their spreadsheets of the runs they've done. Some of them it's the diet, what they've eaten during the day, it's the amount of sleep. I've always had that little box at the end of my online plans and things saying how much sleep did you get, what time did you go to sleep. And to tell you the truth, with people I'm looking after, I'm going to be working more on that sleeping column thanks to this. It's not just all about quantity. Like, I'm doing 3 5Ks a week just to keep that consistent. Normally I would do maybe a 10 mile or something on the weekend, and I'd move around and maybe do some tempos. I'm trying to do 3 pretty constant tempo 5Ks during the week so that my sleep is not altered due to exercise, which is a factor. So, but today's 5K, quantity, all the same, 5K every time. But the quality of today's run was a totally different factor. I was really dragging my legs. I felt a bit of a stomach ache. It just wasn't there. I mean, I was against the wind, granted, but it wasn't me. It was like a different person. So, and I was thinking inside, this is what sleep's all about. You can get the quantity. You can get 8-9 hours sleep maybe, but are you getting the quality? Yeah, or I can get 6 hours yesterday and I felt like it was good quality, but it was a good quality. Or was I just knocked out because I was tired and didn't get those stages of sleep, or the depth of sleep I need to actually function well the next day? So very interesting stuff. I hope this video interests you. As always, I'm really keen to hear about your sleep patterns, any sleep problems you have. Let's go back to the light a sec. So do leave it in the comments below, okay? April on the Sports Therapy Association podcast is all about sleep. I've got 4 fantastic guests, specialists from the field of sleep and performance, including Dr. Amy Bender, which will be the finale, where she'll be revealing my data from these 5 weeks. So watch out, April on the Sports Therapy Association podcast. Hit some stuff in the comments, people. If you've got some experiences of sleeping, I want to hear about it. Okay, take care. I need to go because my phone's running out. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.